Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, this little cutie is Sam, and today we are watching Season 1, Episode 1 of Severance. I am very excited. I don't know very much about the show at all, except for that I've heard really, really good things about it. Everyone seems to be hyped about it, excited about it, and I kind of just want to join that train. So let's hope that I love it as much as everyone else does. For a little background, what I know going into Severance is we are in an office setting. Adam Scott is one of the main characters, maybe the main character. I don't know, I've seen his face a lot in regards to this show, and that's sort of what I know. The only other thing that I think, based off of people's comments as this was winning the poll, is that it has some sort of mystery aspect to it. Because I kept hearing it compared to like Dark or Lost or things of that sort of nature. So here I was thinking I was just going into like a drama set in an office. Apparently there's going to be more to it than that. So I'm really excited because, like I said, I don't know anything. So I'm excited to go into this episode and hopefully have a little bit more of an idea of what I'm getting myself into. Anyway, without any further rambling, let's just click play and find out. I'm very excited to be watching another.
Who are you?
Okay. Hey, Calvin was right. These colors work.
Who are you?
Why is she laying on the desk like that?
Hello?
Hi.
I got ahead of myself.
Oh, that's Adam Scott.
Hi there. You on the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
Who is that?
Yeah.
5 questions. Now, I know you're sleepy, but I just bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
Who's speaking?
What is going on? Oh, how did she get here? Was she drugged? Is she trapped? Why are the walls padded? Why are the doors locked?
Open the door!
You have to answer the survey, I think.
Shall we begin with question 1?
I'm not taking your survey.
I think you might be trapped there if you don't.
5 questions.
What do I get at the end?
Out, maybe? At least of this room.
Depends on your answers.
Okay, that's not creepy at all. That's not ominous.
To start, who are you?
That's the first question?
First name will do.
Shouldn't they know? Why is she here? How would she be here if they don't know who she is? Does she not know who she is?
I don't...
If you can't answer the question, feel free to say unknown. Question 2. In which U.S. state or territory were you born?
Wait,
Which state or territory, please?
I don't know.
Question 3. Please name any U.S. state or territory.
Fuck,
First that comes to mind.
I don't know. Delaware.
Question 4. What is Mr. Egan's favorite breakfast?
That one makes no sense.
Who's Mr. Egan?
Question 5. And as a reminder, this is the final question. To the best of your memory, what is or was the color of your mother's eyes?
Does she not know? What the fuck is happening?
So that's unknown, unknown, Delaware, unknown, unknown.
What the hell did you do to me?
If she knows, is that like bad? That's him, I assume.
That's a perfect score.
Yeah. So if she knew, that would be bad. Is this before? Is this after? Does that say Lumen? Those cars look older than current cars. Like, what year is this? Is this our universe? Okay, who is this man? Is that Mr. Egan? Severed access? Is that what you said? Okay. So he has to change into like impersonal stuff at work. I'm trying to figure out his name and it's covered up.
Mr. Scout?
Hey, Judd.
Scout, I'm assuming it was right. What was that? I don't know what's happening, but I assume that I'm not supposed to yet. This is a very long hallway, damn.
You're breathing shitty.
Sorry.
You sick?
Maybe. Petey was sniffling yesterday.
If you breathe on me, I'll rip your larynx out.
Okay.
That went right to 10.
Right?
No, Petey?
I'm trying to figure out
We
what
think he's sick.
he's even doing.
We were grateful for it.
That's fucked, dude.
Yes, very.
Good morning, macro data refinement.
Hi, Mr. Milchek.
Mark, could I have a word?
So his name is Mark. Mark Scout. That's what it said. Mark on the little thing, right? Allentown. So is that supposedly where he's from?
Last time you saw Miss Cobell, she was in her old office. Now she's in her new office. It's a completely different office.
Okay.
She'd never say so, but I know a compliment about the office would just make her day.
Come in, shut the thing.
Nice
The
office.
door.
Oh, it's horrid.
Yeah, the old one was better.
You look awful. You look hungover. The board will be joining us remotely today.
Is he in trouble?
I mean, I've subbed for Petey before, so it shouldn't be that big a
Petey
thing.
is no longer with this company.
Did he get fired?
Sorry, Mark. You guys were one of my favorite office friendships.
Okay. So they were friends?
Should have been some notice of this. What happened?
We'd love to tell you, but unfortunately non-disclosure policy forbids. We'd be aiding an assault on Petey's privacy by you.
That's okay.
Mark asks at this time I confer upon you the freedom to serve here in the advanced role of Macrodata Refinement Department Chief. Congratulations.
Okay, so he just got promoted, I guess, to Petey's job.
A handshake is available upon request.
Okay, that's weird.
Thank you. May I have a handshake?
Oh. She didn't want him to ask for it, though. Interesting.
No, you haven't run a training before, but Irving will be there to shadow. Just stick to the flow chart.
Maybe this is that girl.
The trainee becomes agitated and demands to leave. Skip to page 19.
She has to ask 3 times for you to let her.
So she just didn't ask the right number of times? This is fucking weird. No?
5 questions. Now, I know you're sleepy, but I just bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
Okay, so that's why it sounded weird, because he was reading it from like a script.
Hey,
Oh, it was that door.
open the door!
She's not supposed to do that.
Oh, she's not supposed
To break in.
Let me out!
No, she's not.
Did you grow me as food and that's why I have no memories?
That's...
You think we grew a full human, gave you consciousness?
I don't know.
Did your nails?
I don't know. I don't know you.
No, you're not livestock.
That's such an interesting question.
Your name is Helly. Helly R. Please.
Helly? Do they name them? And like tell them where they're from and stuff? Like I'm confused.
The good news is you're at an orientation.
Okay, I'm not really sure how this is supposed to be comforting. We like still don't know who I am or where the fuck I am or what's going on.
You have been hired to a position on the severed floor of Lumen Industries.
Okay.
I understand you're confused about the severance procedure.
Severance.
To start, imagine yourself as a seesaw. Ow! Fuck! That locks from out there!
Let me out!
But good for her.
A few years back, I woke up on this table. A disembodied voice asked me 19 times who I was. And when I realized I couldn't answer, I told that voice that I would find him and kill him.
I mean, it seems like a reasonable
Did you kill the voice?
thing.
No, that voice's name was Petey, and he became my best friend.
You got a little bit of the Stockholm syndrome,
There is a life to be had here, Helly.
maybe.
A life to be had.
But where are y'all? Who are y'all? Where do y'all come from? Where is this?
Life, like a seesaw.
Let me the fuck out of here!
What does that mean? She said it 3 times, right? So she gets to leave? No?
You've asked twice to be let go. Ask one more time.
Mark,
Yeah.
I would like to leave the building now.
You have to say, let me out, I think.
I understand you don't feel it's working out for you here at Lumen. While disappointed, I'd hate to keep you somewhere you're not happy.
But I feel like she said it at least 4 times now. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Does she actually get to leave, or does she just leave that department?
You're not coming with me?
I'm not allowed to see.
Excuse me?
I just can't watch you leave.
Why? Does she get killed or something? Like what? Why can't he watch her leave? Oh.
What?
So there is no leaving.
Am I dead?
No.
This isn't like hell or something?
No.
What the
Then why
fuck is it?
Can't I leave?
Yeah.
Well, you did leave just now. Out into the stairwell, at least. You left, but you came back.
Because she couldn't leave.
The good news is there's only one part left of your orientation, which Mark can't possibly derail.
Why is that?
Because it's a video.
Does it like hypnotize them or some shit? Is he in trouble? I feel like most people would have the response that she had, right?
Are you mad at me?
Right?
For the incompetence or the disobedience.
I don't think he did either.
Yes!
Oh. Okay.
My mother was an atheist. She used to say that there was good news and bad news about hell. The good news is, hell is just the product of a morbid human imagination. The bad news is, whatever humans can imagine, they can usually create.
Okay. Is she threatening him?
I'm making this video roughly 2 hours before it will be shown to me.
Yeah.
I give consent for my perceptual chronologies to be surgically split, separating my memories between my work life and my personal life. I acknowledge that henceforth my access to my memories will be spatially dictated.
Okay.
Be unable to access outside recollections whilst on Lumen's severed basement floor.
So that's why when he was going down, he changed.
I am aware that this alteration is comprehensive and irreversible.
Why would you choose that, though? So
So I'll never leave here.
you just don't remember it? Maybe.
And I have no choice.
Well, every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
But you wouldn't remember what it was like there when you're not there, right? You would just think you were going to work, no? So when she went to the stairwell, she was leaving. She just didn't remember it, I'm assuming, when she got back in the building. So that's why he has to take off, like, personal effects. That's a weird fucking place to work. Why would you choose to start working there in the first place? Is my question. Is it from Petey? Maybe not.
Turn across carrying boxes and rooms where I slipped on an overhead
tricked or slayed.
So they're even lying to him about what he does and doesn't remember. Oh.
Hey!
Sorry.
Maybe keep your eyes on the icy road.
So he doesn't remember that he knows her. Bear Creek. I wonder if they all live in this same little area. Like, I wonder if this subdivision is for people who work there, but they just don't remember when they see each other next door because they don't remember, you know?
You actually owe me this.
Do I?
Yep. You remember that time when we were kids and I was just generally a way better sibling than you?
Okay, so it's his sister.
We're nearing the anniversary, so I just thought maybe you'd want to be around people.
Nope.
Anniversary of what?
Life is not food.
Right.
You've got life. This complex quality of sentience.
Wait, so they're just gonna drink water and not eat?
I got one for you. I was just reading this think piece about the comparative levels of violence and warfare throughout history.
Oh.
In it, he said that the people actually called it the Great War. Apparently, it would have been a faux pas to have called it World War I.
All right.
Well, they didn't know that there was gonna be another war during World War One.
I mean, you know,
To be
no one would
fair.
have called it World War One because World War II hadn't happened yet.
Yeah,
Of course.
That's absolutely.
Duh.
yeah.
This is why we bring this guy.
Mark's late wife Gemma
That's
was
just common sense, no?
Literature.
Oh, I love literature.
Right?
His late wife. So, anniversary of her death, maybe?
Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
Oh. So they know, so people know about this?
I just always be thinking about, you know, the other one.
The other
There is no other one.
life, maybe?
It's me. I do the job.
I just don't grasp the visceral element. What does it feel like?
He doesn't know. Right?
memories are bifurcated, so when you're not at work, you have no recollection of what it is you do there.
So he can understand that, but not World War One.
When
Nope.
you're at work, you can't access outside memories. So in effect, that version of you is trapped there. I mean, not trapped, but
But what? No, I'm curious what were you going to say. But not trapped, but...
Okay, I think we may be missing the point here. The point is that Mark made a decision, and that decision was controversial, ethically, socially, morally, scientifically. But
Okay.
I stand behind you.
Hey, how's the good doctor therapy man with that weird little mustache? You're not going.
Well, the work things helped.
So that's why he made the choice, so he could have part of his life where he didn't have to think about the fact that his wife died.
I just feel like
Maybe.
forgetting about her for 8 hours a day isn't the same thing
As
as
actually,
healing.
yeah.
You want to crash here since you're already here?
No.
I'm making all the bed.
So he is staying there. I wonder where Petey went then. You know? Is that a fucking person? Petey? That you? Fuck. What if it is Petey? Are you Petey, sir? Why would he just be standing outside, creepily staring? How would he know he was at his sister's house, you know? I don't know. That was weird, though. If they were, like, besties at work, then he wouldn't remember him outside of work, right?
There's a businessman in the yard last night.
Entry level or management?
Serious. He looked at me weird, like he knew me.
I'm thinking it was Petey, but he shouldn't recognize him, right? Maybe he integrated his memories somehow? Maybe that's why he left. Maybe the severance only works for a certain length of time.
Excuse me.
Hang up.
Is it Petey? He says that he's the man. Hang up. It's just your neighbor.
Hi, kids. What's for dinner?
It is. That's Because that's what he would...
Not that reference.
That's what he would say, right? That's what they said in the beginning.
Are you following me?
The voice is different here.
It is.
Okay, who the fuck are you?
Petey. My name's Petey. I'm from work.
I knew it!
Well, that's not plausible. Everyone in my department is...
Severed. Severed.
How did you undo it?
Okay, well, severance is pretty permanent.
Yeah. Bypassing the implant wasn't easy. I had help.
Why'd you do it? How'd you do it?
So, what, you were unhappy at work, and instead of lodging a complaint, you...
No. I tried that first. So did you.
Did he? He doesn't remember.
You've unsevered, and now you, what, think they're after you or something?
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. They seem very shady.
Grainer, who's probably out here right now.
Grainer, okay. Is that, like a person you know, or...
We both know him. We don't like him.
What is that?
Nothing. Down there is what they say.
Uh-huh, I believe it.
If something happens to me, the things I know need to stay known.
Is that what's in there?
I'd prefer it be by a friend.
But he'll forget. You have to help him unsever, right?
So, we're friends?
Besties.
I'm your best friend.
Yeah, it's like from what I've heard.
You're my very good friend.
Oh. That's kind of fucked up. You know, I was going to talk about in the post episode how I feel like this severance thing could be really good for a really shady company, because you would never remember whatever the fuck they're doing, and they could just tell you that it was this. No? Oh.
Mark, sorry about the card. I had to grab something and I know it's not appropriate. Though I'm sure you'd be a really fucking awesome niece. We used to wonder what kind of men we were on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
What choices we had made and why.
Sure. Who's that? Is that Grainer? He wouldn't know, though, would he?
If you don't want to know what's going on down there, I won't force it. But if you do, there's an address on the back of this card.
Okay.
Go alone, and you'll find the beginning of a very long answer.
499 half loop. So he went home for now.
Mark, is that you?
Oh, hi, Mrs. Sully.
Oh! It's the boss. That's why she's fucking stalking, harassing him.
Good night, Mrs. Selvig.
Mark, you're good people.
So she lives next door to him to watch him. So this subdivision, interesting. This show is very interesting. I am very interested in what the fuck is happening and what's going on. I think this was a great pilot episode. It definitely sort of very slowly laid out what was happening for us to try to figure out, and I really like the mystery of it. I like the not really understanding what's going on. I like that the main character also doesn't understand really what's going on because he doesn't remember. And I think it's fun to sort of, for us as the audience, to be able to learn as he's learning, and also as Helly is learning, right? Because we're sort of also her in this situation, because we have no idea what's going on. He sort of knows what's going on, but then when he gets back to the real world, he doesn't know what's going on. And so it's kind of fun to sort of follow the mystery down the path. I think that the whole Petey aspect of it is really interesting, how he was able to integrate his memories back. Like, why? I'm curious as to what the inciting incident, like what was the impetus to him making the choice to try to integrate his memories again, you know? Maybe just whenever he got off work, just being clueless and not knowing what he was doing made him wonder why that would be. Maybe, because maybe he thought the same thing I was thinking, right? And that is, I'm thinking, and I said it a little bit during the episode, but I just feel like, one, I'm sure it would be really, what is the word I'm looking for? It would be really tempting for companies who have people sign NDAs and, who do very secretive work to want their employees to agree to this, right? But I also feel like it is just a recipe for those same companies to completely abuse the system, right? You would have no way of knowing if you were being mistreated, if you were doing something really fucked up or shady, or you were involved in something really bad, because you just have no memory of it, right? And I understand that for Mark, that is appealing because his wife, I think they said, if he started 2 years ago, I'm assuming that his wife died roughly 2 years ago, maybe a little before. And he wanted to start working there because he wanted 8 hours a day where he didn't think about the fact that he lost this person that he loved, right? I do agree with his sister that it's not the same as healing, but I can also understand why you would want that, right? Because it would be an appealing prospect to be able to just leave your grief and your baggage and everything at the door for however many hours a day and just get to sort of exist as you, but without being bogged down by all the bad shit that had happened to you in your life, right? So I get it. But see, so since Petey is confirming that, I think, like, what I thought about Lumen, which is that it's shady, I'm curious if they could have had a part in his wife's death. Maybe I'm just being too conspiratorial because I literally, like, I'm 1 hour into this show, but I just think it's possible. Like, how long has his neighbor lived next to him? Like, how long has Mrs. Selving been there? Is that a place, like, has he only lived there since he started working for Lumen? Is this Baird Creek community for people who work there? And if so, that's really interesting, right? Because it would create an environment where they could constantly keep surveillance on you. And you would never know because you don't remember who they are. Like, he has no idea that his annoying neighbor is actually his boss, right? And she kind of seemingly keeps testing him to make sure that he doesn't remember. So that makes me think that everyone that works there is under some sort of surveillance. At least everyone who works in the severance department, the severed department. Yeah. Which currently we only know of 4. But he said that they're thinking of expansion and there was a bunch of empty offices. So who knows what's going on there. Apparently we don't like Grainer. I don't know if, like, I don't know if we've met that person yet or not. I can't remember everybody's name yet. I remember Mark, Helly, Judd is the security officer. I wrote that down. Petey. That's Mr. Egon. Those are the names that I remember currently going into this show. I really enjoyed this episode. I like the mystery of it. Like I said, I am very interested in Petey. Very interested in hopefully Mark going to this address and finding out all these answers to these questions. I am curious as to just how shady this company is going to be, right? Like I said, I do think that this sort of agreement, this sort of arrangement, even if here's the thing. These people are entering into it of their own free will. Yes, sure. However, like like he was talking to Helly, and he's like, well, each day you decide to come back, you're choosing it again. So each day you're here, you're choosing that again. But past the initial point of choosing it, you have no idea what you're choosing. So I don't know that that's really relevant, because I feel like the initial consent only lasts until you no longer know what's going on at the workplace. And then I don't know that, I feel like the consent gets really murky after that, because sure, each day you're coming back to this thing, but like I don't know if full consent can exist when you don't know what you're fully consenting to, right? Because I think that the workplace could, without you ever knowing it, really violate your trust and your, like, you as a person, and you would never know, so you would keep coming back to it. So technically you're consenting, but are you? Because you don't know what you're consenting to, right? And I think that that's probably, like in the dinner where they're talking, that's probably why it's so controversial in government, and just in, like that guy was saying, it's controversial, like morally, ethically, scientifically, like all these things. And I feel like the reason that it's questionable is because how far does consent go when you don't actually know what you're consenting to, right? I feel like that's a very important question, because sure, you're choosing to go back every day, but if you don't actually know what you're choosing, are you choosing it, right? And I think that that's a really interesting question that the show is posing. And I'm really, hey buddy, I'm really interested to see where they go with this. And I hope that Mark's character does in fact keep looking into things. I hope Helly does as well. She seems very strong-willed and everything. So I'm very interested to see where the story goes from here, though. And I like the questions that it's posed so far. So I'm very excited to see, just like I said, just where it goes from here. Where are we going? What are we doing? I'm excited. I want to know. Also, can I just say, this is such a small thing. I understand you're going out for drinks, right? Like you get like some alcoholic drinks or some non-alcoholic drinks, maybe even like a little appetizer, and you just hang out with your friends, and you're not really going out to dinner. You're just having like a party where you're engaging with other people. That makes sense to me. Going out to dinner, having a conversation over food, that makes sense to me. That is the world that I live in, right? Going out to your friend's house and all of you are just sitting around in a circle drinking water is a bit weird, right? It's a bit weird. I don't know. I feel like that was strange, but I feel like it also highlights that this world is not fully the world that we live in, right? Like, I'm not sure what differences there are in this world and our world, but there clearly are some, because, I mean, obviously the whole severance idea is a widely known, accepted idea in this world, even if it's controversial. And that obviously does not exist in our world. So, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I really liked the show, and I'm very excited to continue it and to further unravel the mystery of what the fuck is going on, because I don't know. I think it's fun, and I'm really interested so far. So anyway, if you guys are also interested and you're watching this first episode on YouTube as it airs, you can watch the second episode with me right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode, and all the episodes that there will be of Severance will go up as I watch them. So, yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again. Until then. Bye, guys!